New week, new challenge. This week, we are recovering a sense of safety. A lot of talk, a lot of realizations, a lot of deprogramming, and a lot of being real with yourself. Artist's Way, week 1.
I, Erica, understand that I am undertaking an extensive guided encounter with my own creativity. I commit to myself to the 12-week duration of the course. I, Erica, commit to weekly reading, daily morning pages, a weekly artist date, and the fulfillment of each task. I, Erica, further understand that this course will raise issues and emotions for me to deal with. I, Erica, commit myself to excellent self-care, adequate sleep, diet, exercise, and pampering for the duration of the course. You gotta make sure that you smile a lot during this. It's my goal because this week so far has been it has been a mental battle. But like Neville Goddard said, we are going to revise it. So today is a good day because I literally changed my mind about everything last night. So yes, I'm still in my pajamas. I'm thinking about going outside. During this Artist Way, I really want to be outside more because I believe that the sun and nature helps me to be more creative. And I want to implicate being outside in my workday more because I feel like this is a very important part of my journey. So the artist date is pretty much you taking your inner child out on a date. I purposely do things to help my inner child because I feel like that's what makes me more loving and that's what makes me more open to something new, is catering to my inner child. So I think it's really dope that it's like an important thing to take yourself out on a date. I have been literally struggling with staying in the same story, staying in the new story, and like just being confident and staying confident. It's like, for me, confidence is something that I'm practicing, but it's like sometimes the outside, it's just so much and it's hard to ignore. And how negative I was feeling. I was just feeling very negative, but I feel like that's just a part of the journey of opening yourself and getting to know yourself. And that's really what it is. This journey is for me. It's just getting to know myself. Getting to know myself and opening up myself to a new, different perspective than what I've been doing for the last 3 to 4 or 5 years. I really want to get to know like that inner child in me. So yeah, we are now officially starting week 1. It is Tuesday. We're supposed to take ourselves on an artist date weekly. I already have a list of what I want to do, but I'm not going to share that. I'm just going to, show up and do it because I feel like when we tell, it kind of gives away the fun. But best believe that I have like so many dates coming. I'm so excited to bring you guys with me. Today is April 15th, and I'm also doing a challenge of consistently keeping myself busy so I don't overthink. I'm a Gemini, I tend to overthink, and I don't want to overthink because I always overthink myself out of the things that I want to do, and I'm tired of doing that, I just want to be so busy that I don't have time to think. All I have time to think about is the things that I need to get done and being in the present moment and creating my new reality. I just want to share my progress with you and show you guys that like being creative is practice, especially if you've been hiding yourself for years. I've been hiding myself for years now. So it's like my creativity is scared to come out. My inner child is scared to come out, and that's why we are nurturing her, and I'm excited to nurture her. A lot of the problem is that we were told from a young age that creativity is like a hobby. Art is a hobby, when a lot of us, art is actually a lifestyle. It's not something that should be a side hustle. It should not be something that is just played in sometimes. It actually needs to be our entire identity, our entire life, because that's what we're meant to do. That's why we were put here as a creative person. And this is why we're not happy in other places, because we don't belong there. We belong deep in our art. And that's what I've been trying to discover the last 3 years of my life. Like, I don't feel like I fit into jobs. I don't feel like I belong in college. I don't feel like I'm the norm of what society produces. I feel like I'm different, and it's because I am. I am different, and I think it took me a long time to accept that. Now it's me accepting, like, okay, since I'm different, I have to now step into that different and show the world how different I am. And that's the fear that comes with the creative part. So it's easier to hide this big part of yourself when you're calling it a hobby. But the truth is, this is your destiny. Your destiny is to be an artist. And that's why when I have kids, I'm going to make sure that my kids know that they're an artist first, they're a creator first, before they're a worker, before they're a person that goes to school, because I feel like creating is what you're supposed to be doing every single day. You're supposed to be creating. You're supposed to be in your art. It is not just a hobby. It is a lifestyle, and it should be treated as such. And this is something that I'm telling myself. Note to self. I was a shadow artist for a very long time. I was someone who literally was obsessed with everybody else and their work, and I just couldn't comprehend like me being an artist, because it's just like, it felt like I've focused on everybody else for so long that like focusing on my own art and the things that I want to do seems scary. And that's literally the position I am in right now. Like, I'm low-key scared, and that's why I'm filming this process, because I feel like a lot of people, they are people pleasers like myself, and it's like stepping into your own creativity and your own pursuit and your own dreams and your own goals is not easy, especially if you like spent so much time helping other people in their life. And that's me. I've always spent so much time helping people in their life, and I've always just been in the shadows. But I'm starting to realize that like being in the shadows, it's not making me happy. It's literally making me so freaking depressed that my life has been the same for the last 3 years, just because I have not been tapping into my creative endeavors. And I think for the last 3 years, after moving from my original hometown, these 3 years, God has been telling me, hey, like, it's time for you to jump outside the box. It's time for you to use all the gifts that I gave you. You've been having gifts since forever, and it's time for you to use it. And it's like, do I have to? I would rather focus on. And I was obsessed with my ex-boyfriend, because my ex-boyfriend, he's like a videographer, and I was just always in awe by him. Come to find out, it's because I want to be a filmmaker too. So it's like, we become in awe of certain things, and you know, we kind of feel like we can't do it because we admire other people for doing the things that we feel like we can't hold time. It's because we did it. So if you're admiring someone for doing something, it's because, or even sometimes even a bit envious or jealous, because I believe that jealousy does come from not understanding your emotions and how to process them. And I feel like for me, I was never jealous, but I was jealous of the fact that he's living his life and I'm not, because of the fear. So now I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to live my life now, and that's why I'm doing this series of stepping into my authentic self with creativity and doing other things, like, and I'm having fun already, because it's like, it's already, the emotions are already high, and I feel like the more that the emotions are high and things are coming to the surface about me, the better, because that means that my inner child is coming out. And that's what I really want. I really want my inner child to come out so much that it's like I'm like a light, bubbly person. I never get upset. I'm always happy because my inner child is finally coming out and feels safe to come out. I feel like I've been doing inner child work forever, but I feel like a lot of inner child work has to do with creativity. And that's what it comes down to. It comes down to me being creative. Like, in order to move from the realms of the shadow into the light of creativity, shadow artists must learn to take themselves seriously. With gentle, deliberate effort, they must nurture their artist child. Creativity is play, but shadow artists learning to allow themselves to play is the hard work. That is actually so tea, because that is where I am as an artist right now. It's like, oh my gosh, bro, if I just allowed myself to have fun, but it's like, I'm scared to have fun because I don't want to be judged. Like, and that part of myself that is fearful because I didn't have a nurturing, like, I didn't have people that supported my vision. Like, I never had someone to literally just talk me into positivity and just like support my vision. So it's like, I'm really alone in this. The only person that shows up is God. And God, of course, supports me because God's the one that gave me this gift. So it's like, all right, well, I know that God is so supportive, but what about everybody else? So it literally just makes me so scared, because the scariest thing for me is my music. Like, my creative self in my music is not like, it's different. And it's the fear of being judged and talked about because people don't have the same musical intelligence that I do. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do it. So that's so real. And I think that me already putting in this energy of trying to find my creativity and, you know, stepping outside of my comfort zone, I think that within just a couple weeks I will be able to really just put myself out there, because I'm already aiming towards that now. Like, I can feel the shift. Three pages I have to read. So let's do this.
Hey y'all, so I'm outside about to write my morning pages, my second page of the day, and the first page that God told me about was to kind of like relax, because everything is me. Slowing down brings me closer to me, which he told me yesterday, and that being passionate is not a bad thing when your passion is placed in your heart versus your head. For me, I'm very passionate. I'm a very passionate lover, a passionate everything, but I'm more passionate in my head than my heart. And since I'm like more passionate in my head sometimes, it leads me to not take action, because it's like I already took action in my head. So since I took action in my head, it's like it kind of makes me tired, because I already was so obsessed with that thing that like now I'm bored of it. So I have to kind of like switch my passion to my heart, because the heart is gonna push me to keep this drive versus literally becoming obsessed with it in my head. You're probably taking what I said in a different way than I'm meaning it, because you can be obsessed over whatever you're passionate about, but there's two different types of obsession. There's the I am in control obsession, and I am not in control obsession. And I was always leaning towards the I am not in control obsession. So I will put my entire heart on my sleeve instead of just going with the flow, and that's when I will lose everything. So God wants me to be more centered in my heart so I can be more centered in my reality, and everything around me conform to that centeredness of kind of just going with the flow and just taking your time and just existing. Like there's nothing you really have to do besides exist. And that's what I'm learning slowly. I'm learning that like, oh my gosh, all I have to do is just slow the fuck down. I just got flow like water. You do not know how deep something is until you stand in it. God says, you don't know how deep something is until you stand in it. You don't know what's inside of you if you never truly try. Your circumstance may feel deep, but you are deeper. You have depths of your soul that you have yet to explore. Nothing is surface level, and that's why you need to stop focusing on surface level situations and circumstances. Ooh. Now that is tea. Long story short, God said, you don't see what's going on in this lake. I'm about to show you. You don't see what's going on in that lake, but you know that there's stuff living in there. You know that there's animals that exist in that lake. So if you're never digging deeper, how do you know what's in there? So I'm getting is connection. God is saying everything is about community. Everything is about community. So what community are you trying to nurture? And this is such a good question, because I feel like when it comes to your art, you're not going to be able to express yourself to a bunch of people, just because a lot of people don't have that creative sight, that creative knowing, or people just don't get it because they just don't. Whereas to others, they completely understand everything. So it's about, what is it about with you? What is it about your community? I never really thought about this question, because I've always interfered with communities that I feel like I've never fit in with. I've never thought about what community will benefit from me, or what I will benefit from a community. And I think that this is a question that, as an artist, you should be thinking about when you're tapping into that artist child. Our artist date is tomorrow. That's going to be a separate video though, so I'm excited for that. But God was saying is, what is your community about? And it's so crazy, because another word I got is leadership. Like when it comes to owning who you are, when you're trying to create, you have to take leadership. You can't follow everybody else. You have to be different. That's the thing about being a creator. You have to be fucking different. You can't be like everybody else. Like, you can't say the same thing as everybody else. You can't give the same advice as everybody else. You gotta be different. And that's what the leadership role is. Being a leader is being like Jesus. Jesus said a bunch of things that a lot of people hated. They killed him over that. They crucified him. They hung him on a cross. Like, we literally saw the cross. The crosses was in the freaking lake. They hated Jesus. I love Jesus. They hated Jesus, and Jesus was leadership. So you have to be comfortable with being different. You know what? Julia Cameron was so real when she says, like, the first few weeks of this book is going to be about you really dissecting your issues. And it's not that these are issues. These are just things that I have to let go of. There's no such thing as issues over here. We are literally freaking learning on business about what it is, about what you're gonna do, about who you are, because you're doing this for your community. You're not doing this for the people that aren't your community. Okay? There's gonna be people that don't fuck with you at all. There's gonna be people that hate you. There's gonna be people that try to debunk what you said. At the end of the day, your community is who you're showing up for. So think of that person. Create that person, even if they don't exist right now. Show up for your creativity. And you know what? That is going to be my next page tonight, is create your community. Remember how I was saying that don't pay attention to the surface level. So funny. Remember, your artist is a child. Find and protect that child and learn to let yourself create, like learning to walk. The artist child must begin by crawling. Baby steps will follow, and there will be falls. Okay? And that's the thing. When we pay attention to circumstances, they seem like we're consistently falling, we're consistently failing, but that is only surface level. You gotta dig deeper. Just like when you're learning to start something new, you fail a few times until you keep getting deeper, until investing your energy and consistently doing it. So learning to accept that the surface level is really just noise, distractions like the sensor, it's gonna help you when you are doubting the ability of this creation. By willing to be a bad artist, you have a chance to be an artist, and perhaps over time, a very good one. And it says, remember that in order to recover as an artist, you must be willing to be a bad artist. And this to me is about everything. Like, in order to be a good person for real, you have to be a bad person. You have to experience what being a bad person feels like. Like, you have to experience what being a bad person feels like in order to end up being a good person. Not everybody just is a good person, because again, not everybody is raised by good people. Some people are raised by really evil people. So if they haven't had that chance to really endure being evil and then realizing it's not for them, then now, like, how is a person going to learn that good is for them if they never experienced the bad? How are you going to know if something's for you if you didn't experience the bad? People are against trials and errors and mistakes and having bad mental health, but I say that you need that stuff so that you can really feel what's you and what's not you. You need to have trial and error. You need to mess up. You need to understand your flaws. You need to be a bad person sometimes. Like, you need these things so you can really decide what it is that you want. Now, if you decide to stay a bad person because you feel like you can't be a good person, then that's a limited belief. But going through bad things and seeing it as a, oh my gosh, like, this was a test, a trial, an error, that's not a bad thing, because at the end of the day, you're learning. There's nothing wrong with learning. There's nothing wrong with becoming better. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to be bad at something to be good at something. So when people hold themselves to this standard because other people are telling them they have to be this way, like, bro, no, you don't. You don't have to be this way. All you have to do is do it. Do it. Give yourself permission to be a beginner in everything. Give yourself permission. You don't have to be an expert right away. Being an expert right away cancels out the fun. Because how can you actually grow and develop if you just hop straight into the thing that you want? Like, I get it. We really want to just do everything perfectly. And it's cool, and we will get there. But allow yourself to be a beginner, because there's nothing wrong with being a beginner. And anybody that tries to tell you that literally has a perfectionism issue, and you shouldn't be taking advice from anybody who is a perfectionist. To other people's voice that gives you anxiety, and this is something that really matters. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Listening to people's voices that gives you anxiety are not your people, okay? They're not your people. They're not your people. So when someone's making you feel like you're doing something wrong just because, you're having trial and error, stay away from that person, baby, because they are the one that's reflecting that censor in yourself, that doubt, that fear. You don't need that type of energy. We need to cancel that energy. And by doing so is by becoming aware of the fact that you're putting everybody else's opinion, everybody else's belief above your own, which is you're doing that because of fear and doubt. Don't do that no more. As much fear of our own creativity is the fear of the unknown. And I literally just said this, like, to myself, is the reason why I hold myself back is because I am scared of the unknown. I'm scared where this creativity is going to take me. I'm scared of where my mouth is going to land me. Like, for real, it's kind of scary because I know that my mouth is a huge part of my creative process. But it's like, why be scared of something that is you? Oh, I love this book. Here are a list of commonly held negative beliefs that artist has that is in the artist way. It says, I can't be successful, prolific, creative artist because everyone will hate me. I will hurt my friends and family. I will go crazy. I will abandon my friends and family. I can't spell. I don't have good enough ideas. It will upset my mother or father. I will have to be alone. I will find out I am gay if straight. I will be struck straight if gay. I will do bad work and not know it and look like a fool. I will feel too angry. I will never have any real money. I will get self-destructive and drink, drug, or sex myself to death. I will get cancer, AIDS, or a heart attack, or the plague. My lover will leave me. I will die. I will feel bad because I don't deserve to be successful. I will have only one good piece of work in me. It's too late, and if I haven't become a fully functioning artist yet, I never will. None of these core beliefs need to be true, because none of it has to be true. The only reason why it's true is because of the way that you're consistently believing into it. We're gonna stop there today. I love how I'm not doing them in the morning, I'm just doing them whenever, but they definitely help. And I feel like I'm like reintroducing myself. Like I'm literally stepping into a whole different freaking reality, and it's amazing. I'm so grateful. Thank you, God.
Good morning, y'all. I'm doing morning pages. I had a crazy reaction this morning because I forgot something, and it kind of upset me because I know better than to not react. Like, I know better not to react because I know that I have the power to control a situation, and I snap myself right back out of it, but I'm still very upset with myself. So I'm writing about that right now. I also noticed that a lot of people are doing this challenge, so I feel like universally it's like an experiment, and I feel like I'm on the right path, so that made me really happy. So I'm about to write these. Finished. And actually writing is getting so much easier. It's crazy. I can write. This is getting easier. But what came up is reacting so hard to something. When you react super hard to something, it like kind of makes it more real. And this morning I did react to something, like a mistake I made, and I was hard on myself, but then I realized in this second that I can change this and make it into what I've been learning the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, is to become aware of this reaction and the reason why I reacted and to change it. And I did that. And again, I've been thinking about my ex a lot, and it's because my ex really introduced me to love. Like, that was like the first person that I actually genuinely felt love for. I don't think I've ever loved anyone in my life except for him. Like, for real. Like, I'm not even, like, I love my family on the term of loving my family, but feeling that, nobody understands. It's like a different feeling. Some might, but This man has introduced me to the power of love and how that feeling is bigger than any other feeling that could be like reactive. I think love is the main thing here for art, for me. My life purpose is about centered around love, loving everybody, the universe, myself, my soulmate, my friends, everybody. But it's first allowing myself to receive that love, because I don't think that even when this love came into my life, I don't think that I allowed myself to fully jump into it because of how scary all of that feeling was. So I would self-sabotage it because I didn't feel like I was worthy of this intense love. But now that I've been working on getting to know myself on a loving level, not on a I need to heal level, but I need to realize who I am, love who I am level. This is about to get real intense, like the love that I have for myself, because I already feel it. Because the fact that I even caught that reaction and then switched it, I'm proud. But we're going on an artist date today. That's going to be on another video, but we will be writing our second page there on our artist date after we do our artist date, which again will be on another video. So I'm getting ready for a date with myself and my inner child. Today we are painting, and I'm so excited to do this. I haven't painted since I was in high school. Okay, so you know how God has been telling me to slow down and to not react. Literally today, God was telling me to not react. Okay, you want to know what happened to me today? Today was my artist date. I took myself on a painting date, and I'm actually very happy because, okay, I'm doing a lake. I'm doing a landscape, so it's gonna take time because I don't want to rush it. I actually want to learn. But anyway, I took myself on an artist date. I had so much fun. I feel so happy. I feel so fulfilled. But before this date happened, I literally forgot the main ingredients, which was the Canva. I left that at home, and I was so pissed because I don't have a car. I walk. I drive a bike everywhere. You know, I use my 2 feet, so walking takes time. So it took me time to walk to this park, and I had to walk back home to get my Canva. But the thing out of that whole situation, I reacted very strong. I was pissed. I was pissed off. But the reason why I forgot my Canva is because I was moving too fast. I took a nap when I shouldn't have. I was tired and I was running low on time, and I rushed doing my makeup. I rushed getting everything together. And since I rushed, I obviously forgot the most important part, which was the Canva. Okay, like you can't paint without a Canva, like canvas. And it's like, oh my gosh, God was telling me to slow down for this exact reason, because then since I'm going so fast, I'm going to get angry because I was going too fast, that I wasn't thinking clearly, I wasn't thinking straight. So just a reminder that your higher self, God already knows like what's about to happen before it happens. So when you get advice from yourself, listen to it. I learned that I need to slow down, and I really actually need to slow down, and just there's no rush because everything still remains. At the end of the day, I was still going to paint today, so I didn't have to rush. Like I could have still slept, did everything, because I still got to paint. I mean, I didn't finish, and I'm not gonna probably finish today, but it's the fact that I still didn't give up after a mishap. And then on top of that, like I gave my inner child what my inner child wanted. So I'm very happy about that. But
So now God is talking about recovery. Like, recovery is when you become more aware of everything. And I really feel like I'm in recovery mode because, like, I noticed how angry I was getting. I literally let myself feel that anger. And then as soon as I got my canvas, I felt better. And now I did what I needed to do. And so I'm very happy about that. But yeah, you're taking notes on yourself, bro. 10 out of 10. I will do this for the rest of my freaking life. Like, I kid you not, because it's like God knew 3 days ago that I was gonna have this reaction, and that's why God told me 3 days ago to slow down so I don't have reactions. It's so weird because I feel like the messages that God are telling me right now is like just for me, so I'm gonna keep it to myself. But just know that when God tells you something, when your higher self tells you something, and you write it down, it's written in the stars. Like, first of all, it's already written in the stars. You know how to write shit down, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and God is like telling me what is about to go down in my life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so crazy what Artist Way is doing. Like, I didn't even read it today. I'm gonna read it when I get home. I just really want to write, and I got 30 minutes because I have to start cleaning up. My mom about to pick me up. I'm not walking. But it says, keep talking about what you want to experience. Keep it alive. Keep it fresh. Period.
Y'all, so I just finished the chapters, week 1's chapter, but they have us doing tasks. So I've been doing the morning pages wrong, but I'm gonna do it the way that I am doing it because I feel like it's working better for me until I can just do all in the morning. I don't really agree with that. I already took myself on an artist date, which was today. But then there's like some more work. So we're gonna do that. And apparently nobody is supposed to be seeing my morning pages except for me. So I can't really share those anymore. But I'm glad that I did share it with you, the time being, that because I feel like maybe somebody needs those messages, and when I feel like somebody needs those messages, I'll tell you guys. But it's so funny how the chapter said it's all about your recovery, and I really feel like I'm recovering, like, as an artist right now, as a creative. Like, I just feel like a lot of my creativity was taken from me due to my past mistakes. So I'm very happy to be slowly getting it back, because before I really thought I was supposed to be like a healer, someone that heals the world. But I feel like my art is what's going to heal the world, and that's how I heal the world, instead of like physically trying to help people. But I'll help people with my art by like expressing myself, and I'm learning these things, and I'm so happy. And it also says something about affirmations. So funny, I've really already been into the affirmation thing and trying to claim a new positive life and claiming better. So I'm 100% good with that now. But affirmations is that girl, and you should definitely tap in if you haven't.
This week, we got a lot of spiritual insight from God. We also saw how important it is to write. And next week, it's going to be different. So stay tuned, and I will see you next week. Bye.